I'll be showing you step by step how to add products in your Shopify store. So let's dive right into it here. Let's start from the Shopify dashboard. This is going to be the page that you get when you first log in to Shopify. Now, to add products, we need to first navigate to the product section of your Shopify store. If you click it, it's going to open up your overall products, and you can see all the products you have in your Shopify store already. To note, there are also more menu items underneath the products tab, such as managing your collections. So each product or products can be organized into collections for your store. Think of them kind of like categories that you can create. You can access your inventory levels, see purchase orders, transfers, and gift cards. Now, for this video, what we want to do is add a new product. And this option is available in the top right here under the Add Product section. So if you click this, it's going to open up the Add Product editor. Now off the bat here, it can be a little intimidating as there are quite a few options. But don't worry, let's go over everything step by step here. So let me zoom in a little bit just to give you a better viewing angle. So to start, you can set the title of your product. So this is going to be the product name. Let's say for this video, I'm going to create a camping bag. And for the description, they give you a full markdown editor, so we can have formatting, bolding, italics, and so on. There's also a generate text button, a very basic product description. So I just put camping bag, I can hit generate. You can also set the tone quite easily. It's going to give you a very short description here. So let's press keep here to start filling that out. So next up, we get the overall media section. So these are going to be your product photos. So if you have any existing photos, you can upload them here. And if you're using any importing tools for products, such as if you're drop shipping, this is also going to automatically fill a lot of these out. We can also set the category here. So this is a meta field here, and it's used to determine tax rates and add meta fields to improve search, filters, and cross-channel sales. That's the overall basics of our product creation. So let's move down to pricing, as we want to make sure we fill this out. So we get our price, so how much we're actually selling it for. Let's say we're selling it for $49. And the compare at price, this is going to be if there's a sale on the product or the original price it was sold at. When customers purchase, it's going to be at this price. But let's say the product is usually $99, but it's currently 50% off and it's now $49. And so this is going to show up in the product page as well, showing the customer what the compare at price is. Next up, we get the ability to charge tax on this product if we want to. This is going to be using the tax settings we set up for our store. And the cost per item, so this is going to be the cost of goods sold for the product that you can input here. So how much it cost you as the merchant to purchase it. Let's say it cost us $25. It's automatically going to fill these out. So we have a 49% margin. Next up, we can use the inventory here if we want to select it and track quantity. We're using different fulfillment options here, such as CJ dropshipping, D-search, or so on. Depending on the apps installed, it's going to show up where the inventory is stocked from. We can also set to select whether to continue when selling out of stock. Let's say you're tracking inventory here and there's 5 for sale. As soon as this hits 0, with this setting enabled, you can keep on selling it. Let's say you know you're getting more inventory. However, if you're tracking quantities in Shopify, you could set it to not continue selling. This way you're not selling something you don't actually have. Next up is our shipping toggle. So we can define whether it's a physical product, because if it is a physical product, we'll need shipping. And we can select the package size here and enter the product weight. So next up is an important one, as these are the variants. So let's say you have a camping bag. You can have different sizes and different colors. Rather than creating multiple products for each of those, we can set up variants. These are essentially sub options. So I could say color, as that's a recommended option. And let's say I have a green color, beige color, black, and so on. We can also set the prices for each of these and how many are available. But again, these are sub options here. They make it super easy to set up. So these category meta fields are going to help just for the organizations of our products. Add other ones such as material, as this is one that's set up for the store, but it's just going to depend on your product meta fields overall. And I have other videos on this channel as well, covering meta fields and how to set them up. Lastly, we have what it looks like in the search engine listing. So if someone is Googling your product or using any search engine, this is going to how it's going to be shown. So we can see the camping bag and we can see the description we have and the price. Now we can go and edit this and change how this is all showing up, as well as what the URL is going to be. For now, I'll just leave those as the default. Let's scroll up here, and on the right hand side, we have some overall settings we can also edit here. So the status, so you can have a draft product if it's not available yet, or we can set it to active to be published right away. We can also go and define where it's going to be sold through our different sales channels here. Let's say you have an integration with Google or you have TikTok shop set up. It's going to import this product to those places. we can define that here. And for product organization, there's just more information we can add in to help organize everything. Adding it to a different collection, you can add different tags, vendors, or types. It's going to be important depending on what you're integrating it with. It can just really help for sorting things. Lastly, we have the theme template. For most stores, it's probably just going to be the default product. And if your theme has different templates that can be used, we can select them here. So that's quite a bit of information for our product. And now let's see how to save this in the top. Let's go see what this actually looks like on our store. I've clicked save there and the product is now currently active. If I click preview here, this is going to open up my Shopify store and I can see what it looks like. I do have some other pop-ups. Let's get rid of these. I didn't add any images and the inventory was set to 0. So I can only select green. I can see my sale price here at $49. It used to cost $99, the description, and just like that, we've added a product to our store. If you've made any sales on Shopify, you know how hard it is to keep track of how much money your store has actually made. And that's where our sponsor PRODKIT comes in, the one-click profit calculator available for your Shopify store. Once set up, all you have to do is select the date range you're looking for to get real-time calculations so you can see how profitable your store actually is. It syncs seamlessly with all your different ad platforms and has many different cost of goods sold integrations such as CJ Dropshipping, Printify, Printful, ShipHero, and many others. You can get a ton of different analytics, reports, and metrics so you can decide how to make smarter business decisions. There's a 15-day free trial so you can test drive everything for yourself. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can also find it on the Shopify App Store by searching for PRODKIT and then looking for this logo in the top left. So this concludes the video here on how to add products. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.